Yeah, hit the likes and subs. Oh, yeah, they're in full coat mode right now. That's right.
Wowie, wowie. Good day, everyone. Great to see you. Thanks for being here. God bless you all. Wow, 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 wow. Is the microphone working? It's been like 8 days, so I don't even know if this thing's still working over here. We got a great crowd. Look at this crowd. Wow, what a wonderful crowd. So honored, so blessed. Rich 333333333333333. We got Vladimir BM7YM. Iconic. Slow boy whiteboard version 4. Dr. Crispy Johnson in the building. God bless you all. Thank you for being here. Shout out to everybody else who joins at some other time or not at all. This show's not for everybody. I saw someone say, Provo, Subject 1, Artemis Moon Mission. Artemis Moon Mission, Subject 1. I did watch the blast off. I did. I watched it, dude. I thought it was real, man. And I don't know if I'm just becoming normie or a blue pill, but I watched them like, yeah, shit, looks like they're going in outer space. Provo, ban me. Send in the blockers. Shout out London, man, dude. Iconic. Toxic Angel. No, I watched Artemis go up into the sky, and I looked at it, dude. I listened to some of the things they said. They're like, such an iconic. I think they said iconic. Such an iconic day. Big day in history. I'm like, what the fuck? You're not even landing on the moon. Just going around it, supposedly. There's a black guy. There's a girl, and there's two white guys. I don't know, man. I think it's kind of. I think there is a conspiracy side of me that says they're actually investigating something they're not telling us about, because there's been a lot of fireballs in the sky, apparently. If you've seen that too, people are suspicious of all these fireballs in the sky. So I find it odd, coincidental, that at a time when fireballs at their highest in sightings, we send a rocket into space. But it just kind of sucks when they send a rocket into space and I'm paying like $4.10 for a gallon of gas. And then yesterday too, Donald Trump gave a fucking speech about the Iran war, dude. And I'm pro-war, dude. I've been pro-war. But I'm losing patience with this one, dude. I'm losing patience with this war. Fucking eight pack of sparkling waters, way too damn expensive. I'll tell you that, dude. Price went up. That pissed me off. That pissed me off quite a bit, dude. Everything's more expensive. Fuck Iran, dude. I don't give a shit. I just want prices to go down. Even though I'm pro-war. Donald Trump was saying, like, all this great things about the war. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't even give a shit about Iran. But my future kids and future generations will thank us for this? I highly doubt that. But maybe they will. 32 days. That's how long we've been at war with Iran. Now it's 33 days. It's the 33rd day of war with Iran. Hopefully it ends soon. But if not, then let's draft. Let's do a draft. So I watched the moon mission. Looks real. I think it's real. I think it's fucking waste of money for science. One of the things they said is they'll probably see parts of the moon we've never seen before. Like, how the fuck is that possible? How have we not seen every part of the moon? Make that make sense. What part of the moon haven't we fucking seen? We got orbs all over space. We're seeing galaxies trillions of light years away or whatever, and there's somehow part of the moon we haven't seen. I don't believe that shit at all. We've got to have seen every side of the damn moon. Everything. I do have a couple notes with me. What's the title of the show again? It is, what do I call this? Oh, Let Me Feed. That's a topic. I got a few topics here. They all suck. It's been a week since I last streamed. I wrote down 5 things. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 5 things. Let's see what I make of them, all right? Topic of the show is let me feed, dude. Let me feed. So I was at a restaurant. Just a casual restaurant, dude. Let's just, I always say I go to Chili's in Olive Garden. Let's just say I went there. I went to Chili's again. Doesn't really fucking matter where I went. I can't remember where I was. Where was it? Doesn't even matter. Doesn't even matter. So I'm sitting there. That was a sushi restaurant. I'm sitting there. I'm eating dinner with my family. And I presume they were autistic, but there was this older couple, no children. And they were on a date. And it was the strangest date I've ever seen. This couple had both their phones out the entire time. The entire time. And one of them, I was like, hey, is this somebody from my chat? Or I know this, we got a dang old YouTube addict sitting right next to me. I almost wanted to lean over and say, at Provo Fresh. Provo Fresh, if you watch YouTube like that, you're going to love me. You're going to love me. This lady on the date, I could see she just had her phone, looking at it like this, holding it next to her ear. Holding it next to her ear. Like this, dude, listening to the live stream. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, this is a chat rat. This is a diehard. What do you call these people? I don't know, but they're diehard, dude. They just love the stream, man. They're just big into it. And her boyfriend, her husband, was on his phone, clickety-clacking, scrolling, swiping. And I was just thinking, like, these people, before they even eat, they're just like pigs at a trough, like, let me feed. Oh, let me feed. Let me, screen, let me feed. I was like, ooh. But I couldn't take my eyes off it, I'll be honest, dude. I was shocked. I've seen it maybe like at an airport where, like, people are, trying to be conscious. They don't want their phone too loud. Never at a restaurant. Never have I ever seen someone so into their feed, so into their trow, that they were occupied 100% on their phone, holding it next to the ear. Then the food came out. I'm like, they'll be done now. But no, it's let me feed, let me double feed. Lady puts her phone down. Right next to her, she got a volcano sushi roll. That's a deep fried. She got a deep fried roll. And I could see her put it right next to her plate. And I could see the person on the screen. It was a vertical streamer. I was disappointed in that. I was disappointed she was watching a vertical streamer. She's sitting there. The boyfriend's just fucking, I don't know, dude. The levels of autism in today's society are unparalleled. He had his phone too, but it looked like he put his down while the food arrived. Sushi from Chili's, yeah. It was. It was. What's it? We got more people in the crowd. We got Twitch the Beat Pro. What's up? Why do we have an 80-year-old dude every time? Is there an 80-year-old dude? I missed a lot of chats. You look like David Koresh with them glasses. Could you discuss religion? When I talk about religion, I sound like a dummy. Thought that 3i Atlas stuff was dumb till it used Jupiter to slingshot off. Really? I didn't know that. That's wild. I could take more than 5 minutes of that Trump speech. He sounded as goofy as... Yeah, he did sound a bit off. What's up, Melaforta? Oh, we at war right now and think it's a good time to fly around the moon. I have no clue. Buddy boo. All the tards looking up in the sky clapping. Quite a bit of... She was listening to that Andrew Wilson debate. Yeah, probably. I mean, on a vertical stream. On TikTok, maybe. I know Andrew Wilson does TikToks. But what was I still talking about that? But she was on it the whole time. And then this lady's eating her sushi with her chopsticks. And then she took a break, pulled the phone up, typed something in, put it to her ear. Mid-meal. Switched hands, got her chopsticks, phone like this. Eating. Feed. Disgusting. But I loved it, dude. I loved it, to be honest. I was so happy. Because sometimes you don't always get entertainment when you go out to eat, but I sure as hell got some entertainment, and I really appreciated it. We got, whoa, chat royalty. YouTube royalty. God bless you. Good morning. Good morning. Mr. Made by Jim Bob. So that was an exciting moment for me to get entertainment, watch someone really into their feed. And I was thinking about it, the feed. I've been off my feed. I've been off Twitter for 2 weeks now. Life is good. Life is good. I don't give a shit about anything anymore. I really don't. I've just been doing my own thing. I went to Home Depot. Went to Home Depot recently. Could smell the pesticides. Could smell all the poison in the aisles. Like, this place is toxic as hell. But I'm doing some new things. I got some raised plant beds, dude. I'm moving up in the world. Got some raised plant beds. I got some fertilizer. Fertilized my grass. Life is good, dude. I'm back on the things that make a mid 30-year-old happy, dude. A green grass, growing some vegetables and fruit that I'm not gonna eat, but it'll be fun to grow anyways. I'm one of those people. You have ideas. I got ideas. Watermelon, squash, cantaloupe, and raspberries. I won't eat one of these fucking things, but I'll sure as hell grow them. Jalapenos, tomatoes. I hate tomatoes, but damn it, I'm gonna grow it because I got nothing else going on. And I got green grass. And I'm excited, dude. I am so excited to do things that I never thought I would be. And I should get back to the feed thing, dude. I should get back to this lady and her sushi and her live stream and just how humans are, dude. When you see someone in their feed just scrolling away, I'm like, that was me just a couple weeks ago. Just like crane neck. What's happening? What's going on with the world? I got to know everything. But I'm happy to say, dude, 2 weeks off my feed. Not bad. World seems fine. I know there's always something going on, but I could give a shit about it. There's lots of things happening. Suffering. I saw a homeless person, and I said, when I see homeless people now, it's just a point of learning. Point to them, I say to my kids, there they are. That's a homeless person. They'll say, where? They're like, it's like when when I point out a homeless person, it's like when I point out a roadkill. Like, where? I'm like, right over here. And I slow down and I look at them. Homeless person thinks I'm gonna help him. I ain't gonna help you. Get out of my fucking state. That's the only help I can give you. Give you some advice. I know I should be more sympathetic, more empathetic, more charitable. But they don't belong here. They belong in a mental institution, most of them. And illegal immigrants. Ooh, should talk about that. I always do. But I pointed one out. My kids are scrambling, looking up out of the car. Where are they? I said, right there. Like, why are they homeless? Well, lots of reasons. Lots of reasons a person becomes homeless. Most likely their brain is broken. Their brain doesn't work. And they do drugs. What are drugs? Bad. That's what they are. Drugs are bad. Why do people take drugs, dude? Trying to explain that shit is actually so hard. What are drugs? I'm like, well, people take drugs to escape their reality. Sometimes they're suffering. They have pain in their life, and they take drugs to numb the pain away. What's numb mean? Oh, shit. What does numb mean? It means you can't feel anything. That's what it means. So, I saw a homeless person where they shouldn't be, right next to a Walmart. In a city they don't belong. Fuck. Pissed me off quite a bit. Saw an illegal immigrant selling tamales next to a Walmart on a plastic table. Illegal immigrant, I guarantee. What happened to Utah? I got people selling tamales. What the fuck is this? California? Where is our society? Where is the structure? Where's like their food? Don't they need permits to sell shit like that? How is this not immediately being seen by a police officer? This person getting written a ticket and carted off. Unbelievable. People just allow this shit to happen. People are too nice. People are too nice. They're so nice. An illegal immigrant, I saw a news article just last week in Utah. And you always know in Utah now, like, who committed the crime. If it's an illegal immigrant, the title of the article starts with a man. A man. So a man in Utah slit the throat of a woman. And he was mentally ill. Man's from Mexico, an illegal immigrant from Mexico. Killed a woman, took her down an alleyway just last week, slit her throat. He was mentally ill, and he said, I always wanted to know what it felt like to kill someone. And he'd been aware to the authorities, but, fuck it. Until he does it, what are you going to do? Besides deport his ass because he doesn't belong here. It's strange to me, dude. Strange. Like, you read the article, you're like, how the fuck is this guy here? Slicing people's throats down an alleyway from Mexico, mentally ill. And you're like, Donald Trump really wasn't lying about this shit. They didn't send their best. But their best ones are selling tamales outside my Walmart. Thank God. They got good ones too. But, that's life in Utah right now. You just get used to it. Homeless people, illegal immigrants. It's a nice place. Was a nice place. But it's fallen quite a bit. It's fallen quite a bit. That leads me to my next point, dude. Proximity privilege. I really don't. I've been working with this one. I've been working with this idea of proximity privilege. I read about it in a magazine from a college I graduated from. They send you these bullshit, alumni updates, what's going on with the college. And there was this queer LGBTQ person getting spotlighted about how hard it is. Whatever the fuck. I got more people to chat. Let's give some shout outs to the chat real quick. Dude, what's up, Sam? Hi. What's up, Charles? Darwin. Sympathy and empathy needs a person that needs it. Yeah, there you go. There's a homeless person kook on every corner in my neighborhood. Most of them are young, in their 20s and early 30s, whacked out on brain pills. Most likely. They got some struggles. Ban alleyways. Yeah, we need to get rid of alleyways. Fence them off. Fence them off. There's an alleyway behind my house. It's a big problem. Yeah, they are. What's up, Snafu Crew Strike Team? Hopefully you're doing well, man. I feel like every time I've last seen you, you were in the hospital. Hopefully you're out of the hospital this time. Bring back grannies looking out windows all day. Makes alleyways and streets safer. They really do. But they're killing all our old people with Alzheimer's and dementia. That's the weapon nobody talks about. You do this, you get that. Couldn't have said it better. Couldn't have said it spotlighted. You mean like poaching? What's up, Quantum Epic? So proximity privilege. In this article I was reading, I didn't really read it. I just read parts of it. This person was, they were like a set designer for plays and shit. And they were complaining about how, it's so hard to break into like theater and movies because of proximity privilege. If you're not in Hollywood, if you're not in New York, it's really hard for you to break into these areas. You really need proximity privilege. Proximity privilege. It's like, fuck. There's a joke there somewhere. That's funny somehow. Proximity privilege. Ooh. Like, what is proximity privilege? It's just the privilege of being close to something nice, dude. And I started thinking of all the things that are proximity privilege, and it started to turn into I'm like, am I a racist? I think that's what blacks always wanted. They just wanted proximity privilege. They wanted to be closer to the drinking fountain. They wanted to be closer to the front of the bus so they could get out sooner. They wanted, what else do they want? It's just illegal immigrants. They want proximity privilege. Is this real? Am I being deceived? I'm like, I don't know about that. Illegal immigrants, they love proximity. They want the privilege of being next to it. But we got so many privileges. It's hard to believe, dude. Hard to believe. Proximity privilege. They just make shit up. They make shit up. The privilege of being close to something is how you get opportunities. I thought it was the color of your skin that gave you privilege, but no, it's how close you are to things. It's crazy we live in a society where you got to just make shit up to explain why you're disadvantaged in life. You know what I mean? Instead of, accepting your lot or just being honest, saying, I don't work that hard, or, you know what, I don't feel like moving to New York. You got to make up terms and say, well, I don't have the proximity privilege of being in New York or being in Hollywood, so I never made it. I was always, the dice was cast against me. I got no privilege. I got no proximity privilege. People just make shit up. They make so many things up. I saw Mr. Made by Jim Bob stream. It was quite hilarious where he's reviewing the Canadians. I think they were Canadian, and they were doing their point of privilege. And they had a privilege line. And depending on how many disabilities you got, you got closer to the front of the line. And if you were, of course, a white cisgendered male, you're in the back. Stay in the back of the line. It's crazy how times have changed. You know what I mean? White cisgendered man used to be in the front of the line. Now he's at the back of the line. Back of the line, holding a card. And he's like, well, if I just say I'm trans, that could move me up halfway. That could move me up halfway through the line. And then if I say I got some mental disability, intellectual disability, it moves me up 3/4 of the line. And depending on where, and you think about it that way, we're incentivizing people to find things that are wrong with them, at least in this demographic of people who are at this political convention. And as soon as they figure that out, like if you're just some kind of mid-intellectual dimwit, and you realize that depending on what words you come up with, you could go to the front of the line. Dude, if I'm there, I'm like, shit, I'm blind, retarded, and I'm going to go borrow that wheelchair nobody's sitting in, and I'm going to, fuck it, I'll put on a dress. I'm not waiting all day to talk. You just make shit up. You try to find things that are wrong with you, because then you get jealous too. You look at other people like, fuck, you got like 5 things. I want 6. Having 5 things gets you 4th in line. I need 6 things wrong with me. 6 things wrong with me today. It's Wacky Wednesday. Well, it's Thursday, but. So proximity privilege. I'd put that on my card. That's what I really want in life, is proximity privilege to safe neighborhoods, a homogenous culture, friendly people, dude. I want that proximity privilege. Bullshit. And this kind of guy, I got another line, another. Oh shit, dude. Can't even talk right now. Got made fun of 10 years ago for reading about what is being described here. Well, they shouldn't have made fun of you, Benton. You had foresight. I was thinking about foresight earlier, because I feel like I'm the only one in my family who has it. I can see things. I could see things not too far in the distant future. I could just tell when something's going to happen. For example, I went on a hike to a waterfall this past weekend. We're at the waterfall. Most of my family walks into the pooled area at the bottom, and I got my youngest with me. And I'm thinking, I don't want to get wet. Fuck, I'm standing right here. And if you all go out all into the pool area, this little one's going to get jealous. He's going to follow you. But I'm not taking him, because I've already decided I'm not getting wet. My shoes are staying dry. And of course, I had the foresight to know that this little one's going to chase after him. And I looked to my wife, my significant other, as people are wont to say. I said, hey, he's coming. He's coming. And he did. And he fell right in the water, got all soaking wet. My wife comes back, she's like, why didn't you go with him? I already decided I'm not getting wet. How'd you not have foresight? As soon as you went out into the pool of water, you knew he was going to follow you. Oh, well, you should have came out. I'm like, I'm not getting fucking wet. I came here to look at the waterfall, not get wet. I just got foresight. Not a lot of people have it. Benton has it. It's a strange thing to have foresight, just to see, just kind of like make predictions and patterns. And it's a curse sometimes too, Benton, as you found out. It's a curse. Oppression Olympics. That's right. What's up, Verbal 23 Bad? Good to see you. I had proximity but was denied. She said nope. Oh, man. Yeah, when your proximity, that's a good joke. When your proximity privilege gets denied, you get turned down. Damn, that's crazy. Oh, man, where are we at? We're at 30 minutes. So I was thinking about homeless people. I was thinking about just in general our nation, the kind of state it is, and what have they turned all of us into, essentially. And I was thinking that they've turned us into a nation of beggars. Everybody's begging for something in this country. Begging for lower house prices. Begging for lower gas prices. Begging for an end to the war. Begging for justice. They want the Epstein files. They want justice. What else are people begging for? They're begging for illegal immigrants to stay. They're begging for illegal immigrants to go. They're begging for free health care. They're begging for shit. They're just begging. We're a nation of beggars. I was thinking, like, how did it come to this, dude? How did it come to where everyone in our country is begging for things and nothing is ever given to them? Nothing. We never get anything we ask for. And the things we vote for, the things they tell us they're going to do, we don't even get that. We want lower taxes. President said no income tax. Still paying income tax. We said no more wars. We're in a war. You know, what else do we beg for? We're begging for lower prices. Lower the inflation. We're begging for cheaper cars. Still expensive. We're begging for shit. Everybody's begging for everything. Everyone's begging. And I was thinking, like, that's the opposite of how the country should be. People should be dictating. People should be telling the government what to do. This is a government for the people, by the people. The people should be telling the government what to do. The government should be doing those things. But instead, we beg. We beg. We please, please, please. And we're always denied. It's like a expired credit card, or your checking account's been overdrawn. Denied, 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 denied. And how did we get to this place? How did we get to a place where everyone's begging for shit? Even if you're not homeless, you're begging for something. Peace and quiet. Safe neighborhoods. You're begging for safe neighborhoods. You're begging for an end into crime. And nothing ever happens. And I think that's like a symptom. It defines our country currently. And I don't think we should be a nation of beggars. People shouldn't be begging for things to be done. And the things we get, we don't even ask for, like a trip to the moon. Nobody begged for that. Nobody asked to go send a rocket ship into the moon, but we got it. You know what I mean? We got the trip to the moon. No, but nobody fucking asked for. We get things nobody asked for, dude. We got the war in the Middle East. Nobody asked for that shit. Oh, man. They're civil servants. That's right. They should be civil and they should be our servant, but they ain't doing that. Rich people take everything that they have directly from the poor. I mean, you're right about that. We should tax them because there's simply no end to what the American people will tolerate. It's true. You could beg or you could move and gear up. Your choice. That's right, Charles Darwin. People should gear up and move out to the wilderness. But the problem is, you know what I mean? Like, you still got to pay property taxes if you gear up and move out, which is crazy to me. You get a land in the middle of nowhere and somehow you're still paying property taxes if you paid off the land. Maybe they're cheap because there's no schools nearby. But fuck, man, they nickel and dime you for everything. but a nation of beggars. Nation of beggars. And all this stuff, it could get me down, could keep me down. But I was thinking about how there's glimpses in my life where I feel full of life, almost drunk on it, just in the moment, dialed in, and you could feel the joy of living. Now, I don't get these moments too often, and unfortunately, I've gotten these moments. Sometimes I recall from being intoxicated on certain substances. Like, damn, I could just feel life. And sometimes you feel it when you're intoxicated. Sometimes you feel it when you're sober. Now I feel it more often when I'm sober, when I'm with my children. I'm like, wow, this is fucking nuts. It's one of the trippiest things in the world. I'm like, oh, I'm so full of life, so full of love. I can't believe it. And then the feeling goes away. You're like, damn it, don't put your finger in the electric socket. What the hell are you doing? I was in a state of bliss for 1 second. Then you try to do that. And I was thinking, like, how is that? And then there's other times where I've felt depleted of life. I've felt empty, like, oh, life sucks. The world's terrible. Woe is me. And I haven't had, those moments in my life have been few and far in between. But I've been there. I've been full of life, empty of life. And it's a strange thing to be, And why is that? Why aren't we always full of life? Why aren't we always grateful, happy, feeling blessed? And I think that, one of the reasons is just how the world's structured in our modern age. And we're the modern audience. And they rely on us being fearful, on being uncertain, on being dismayed, on being upset, on being rattled, on being displeased. And people love, as much as we don't like it, we actually love it. Dude, we love chaos. We love uncertainty. People say we love certainty, but we love uncertainty too. Is everything going to be all right? Of course it is. Man, the world's so full of troubles. I can't sleep at night. And I've been there. But that's exactly where they want you to be. Because when you're like that, then you're like, oh, well, seems like you're suffering from anxiety disorder, depression. Come to my office. We'll write you a prescription. You can go to the doctor and we'll take care of that. They want you numb, dumb, and just at a state of dis-ease. They don't want you full of life. And if you are full of life, they want the way they want you to feel that is through one of the intoxicating substances of life. They want you drunk. They want you high. And I was listening to a streamer, Mag Better Truth Man, and he was talking about, I can't do Jamaican accents too well. He's talking about the medical marijuana, and it's bad for you. Once the government took over, don't do it. It's a weapon. It's like, yeah, maybe he's right about that. As soon as it became medical, they turned it to 99%. They turned it to 99% THC. It ain't what it used to be. It ain't what my great-great-granny smoked. Apparently, my great-great-granny smoked marijuana in the hills of West Virginia. And they used it to ease their pain. It was light stuff back then, easy stuff. Now, it wouldn't get you too high, just took the edge off. But now, you got 99% THC. It's way too powerful. Sending people into psychosis. The alcohol's everywhere. They want you full of life on their substance, and then when you wake up, you're empty of life. And you got to fill your cup back up again with whatever you deem necessary. But it's weird how you can be full of life in different ways. Different things can trigger it. For me, when I feel full of life, it's when I'm with my family or my kids, and it's not all the time. It's brief moments when I'm feeling gratitude, feeling blessed, and just grateful for my position in life, for my circumstances. And I wish more people could tap into that, but it's hard to tap into being grateful, full of life, when, again, you look at the news, you go buy a case of sparkling water, and it's, I don't know, $5, used to be $3.50, and you're fucking pissed about that. You know, I went to the grocery store and I just get pissed off, dude. I can't fucking believe how expensive shit is. And I want to be pro-war. I want to say, do everything but nuke Iran. Whatever. Do everything but nuke them. But when everything's so expensive, I'm like, get the fuck out of there. Lower these prices. Why are mortgage rates so damn high? Fix my fucking country, president. Why are we fixing Iran? We're fixing Iran. Iran's going to be better than ever, and America still feels fucked. Damn it. And then I'm like, oh shit, I'm not full of life anymore. I'm upset. I'm upset about shit I can't control. What the fuck's wrong with me? So I'm trying to be more full of life, trying to be grateful, and I just enjoy things. It can be difficult, I'll tell you that. But not caring about what's happening in the world has made me feel better. Deleting my Twitter. Getting out of my feed. I'm not in my feed anymore. I'm not like, oh, what's going on? I got to scroll. That's fixed me. Lowering my screen time has cured a bit of that. Which I'm happy to say I've greatly decreased my screen time. And I feel much, much better. So that's good. What do you guys say to the chat? We got Metal Stalfos. God bless. Hopefully you're doing well. Good to see you. Bloody Clarence. God bless. Good to see you. It's not inflation. It's a never-ending series of record corporate profits, which is crazy to think about. You're right when you say that. It is. It's weird. Like, they got record profits. Things are better than ever. But there was a glimmer of hope. I saw on the news that the Reese's family, one of the Reese's peanut butter cups, honestly my all-time favorite candy ever since I was a child, Reese's peanut butter cups. He complained about the ingredients in Reese's and said he had to throw away his Reese's candy he recently bought. He said it was inedible. It's like, damn, dude. So because this man Mr. Reese's complained, the Hershey's company is going to go back to real ingredients. And part of me got pretty excited about that. I was like, fuck, I don't even remember what a real Reese's tastes like. Real chocolate, that'd be crazy. Peanut butter instead of synthetic, synthetic paste with a peanut butter taste. Ooh, synthetic paste with a peanut butter taste. So that's good news. Things are getting better. But because they wanted these record profits, they just cheapened all the ingredients. They've been poisoning us. And I tried listening to a podcast recently about how they're poisoning us. The Joe Rogan podcast with some old lady. And she was talking about microplastics. And I'll be honest, I got a half an hour into the podcast and I couldn't listen to her anymore. I pretty much figured it out. Don't drink out of plastic. It's killing you. So I've really been cutting back the plastics. And I got made fun of for it. I went out with a few friends, and some of them have worked in the restaurant industry, and we all got waters. Some of them got some other drinks, and the server asked if we wanted a straw. I looked right at the server. I said, no, thank you. I drink from the cup. I drink from the glass. And when the server walked away, my friend said, do you know how gross that is? Have you ever worked? You've never worked in a restaurant, have you, Provo? It's like, no, never, dude. He said, you know how many people have touched those cups? I'm like, I don't give a fuck. It's glass. They washed it. He's like, You know how many people have drank out of those cups? Out of those glasses? Well, thousands, probably. So, yeah. Well, then I said, that's why they wash it, dude. He said, you should use a straw. I'm like, I don't want microplastics. I don't do that shit anymore, dude. I don't do microplastics. So I was the only one. I was the only one who was drinking from their cup, their glass, with no straw. So I'm trying to make changes. Made another change, dude. I went out with some friends. It wasn't because I listened to Joe Rogan, but I went cold plunging into a icy cold river. What did they say? What do you guys say? You saw a video of his yesterday, old call. got back again. I don't understand that one. I'm not a fan of peanut butter, but I did like those Reese's peanut butter things. They're always delicious. Real ingredients. Now we're living. That's right. That's right. That's right. Hope you're doing well, Blake Clarence. What do you say here? Charles Owen, I was there at the beginning. He wasn't being specific enough and couldn't read my words without straw manning what I was saying, so I left on my own sanity. Probably on me. I'm not a fan of peanut butter. Should have showed him the picture of the straw up that turtle's nose. That's true, I should have. Didn't even think about that, Benton. Was it Maryland? Maryland. Straws are bad for little ones, apparently, for mouth, jaw formation. Really? That's good to know. I'm going to take all... next time my kids try to ask for a straw, I'm going to break it in half in front of them. What the fuck? Oh, what else was I going to talk? Oh, yeah, I went cold plunging in a river. In an icy river with a group of my friends. It was only men. And I'd never done it before, but they do it frequently. They go into a river in the mountains, and they sit for 10 minutes. And they sit in the ice water. Well, it's not ice, but it's fucking cold and freezing. And I almost pussied out, dude. It hurt, dude. I don't know if you guys have ever been ice plunging or whatever, but it fucking sucks, okay? It's painful. I couldn't even... they all did it easy, but it was my first time. And I couldn't believe how hard it was, how difficult it was, how painful it was. I got halfway in. They're like, no, you need to get all the way under the water, just your head above the water. I was like, fuck. Peer pressure's a son of a bitch. So I did. And it hurt. And they're like, soon you're just going to go numb. And then you'll be fine. Just focus on your breathing. And I did it for 10 minutes. And I'll tell you what. Felt good after. Hated it, but it felt good after. So I do recommend cold plunging. Might do it again in the future. But it was a cool experience. To do it in the mountains, in nature. With some friends. Did feel a bit, if I wasn't so secure in my station as a man, in my heterosexuality, I would have said, this feels kind of gay. But wasn't, you know what I mean? Just a bunch of boys. Just a bunch of men hanging out. So that was fun. Getting out in nature helped me unwind. Freezing my ass off for 10 minutes. Reset my mind, reset my body, refocused me. And it's a cure-all, you know what I mean? If you're struggling with something, jump in some ice water. It's God's reset button. It'll reset you, and you'll be right on track, I don't know, maybe in a half an hour after you get off. It's good for the body. Good for the soul. What else was I going to talk about? Got them all, dude. I got all the topics. Got all the topics covered. We did it, dude. Speed run. I got a Reese's chocolate egg in my bag right now. True story. We'll try it out. See if it's inedible. Cold plunges are underrated. It's all mental. It is, but it does hurt. It felt like a bunch of knives going into my body. It was painful. Painful. But you go numb eventually. So life is good. We talked about all these things I talked about. Well, what else is going on in my life? Not much. What's up, J Rips? Good to see you. God bless. Straws are bad for sea life. Life 2 to 3 hours from the coast. Fuck dolphins and turtles. Yeah. Oh, man. I covered all my topics, dude. Speed ran. What else was I thinking about? Ooh. Anything else, dude? Can't believe it, dude. Stonewalled myself. Well, full of life, empty of life, proximity, privilege, feed, nation of beggars, hit all the topics too quickly. I was thinking about this, dude. I watch, a lot of people critical of stand-up comedy, people critical of Joe Rogan, people critical of comedians in general. And I was thinking about it, and I've kind of talked about this before, but so it's so easy to say somebody like a comedian's not funny, or Joe Rogan's not funny, or a lot of the people they pick are like Tom Segura's not funny anymore, Bert Kreischer's not funny. The list goes on of people who are not funny. And I was thinking about it. The truth is, and I might have already made this statement, but I had the thought again, dude, because I'm listening to these people being critical of comedians. And it's like, the truth is they are funny. You're just not laughing. You're just not laughing. It's like when one time I was in junior high and I was at a football game. And I was with a bunch of my friends, and somebody pantsed me. Somebody pulled my pants down in front of everyone, embarrassed the shit out of me. And everyone laughed. But I wasn't laughing. I was fucking embarrassed. I was pissed off. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, why'd you do that? That was so mean. Funny, though. Looking back, it was fucking funny, okay? Just what the boys do. We make fun of each other. And I took it personal. I was like, you're my friend. Why'd you do that? Oh, I'm such a pussy. But the truth was, that shit was funny. Okay? But I wasn't laughing. And I feel like that's how a lot of these people are with comedians. You're just the one who's not laughing. You know what I mean? And you're sitting on your high horse, your ivory tower, dictating what comedy is. And I don't like that. The truth is, if you watch comedy specials, if you watch enough of them, you realize like, oh, this shit's pre-recorded. It's about 3 or 4 different sets stitched together. It's never usually the same set. The comedian could have had an off night, first night, second night, or third night, whatever. Then you could see the editing, how they pieced it together, and eventually, for me, watching a stand-up comedy special is actually kind of difficult because I'm too critical of that shit. Too critical of the edits. I'll be like, hey, that person wasn't in the front row in the last scene. Different night. You know what I mean? Different energy. And comedians seeing comedy live is the only way to do it. And that's the only way to judge if someone is truly funny, is to go see it live and to see how people react, the laughter of the crowd. How big of a jump do they get? And that's what I think, dude. But it's so easy to like make these little comedy critiques of all these comedians and say, they suck, they're not funny, they can't make anybody laugh. And I've heard people say that about Joe Rogan. And I've shared this. I went to a Joe Rogan show in the Delta Center. That's where the Utah Jazz play. And our hockey team, the Mammoths. And for someone to tell me like, oh, Joe Rogan's not funny, I was like, dude, I saw him live in a fucking stadium, and he had the whole crowd laughing. Now, say what you want. His stand-up comedy specials suck. Most of them do. But to say the man's not funny is just a fucking lie, right? You're just not laughing. And I understand why. You're watching a screen, you're being critical, and you're saying his podcasts suck. And when people are critical of Joe Rogan, they're like, he's this, he's that. I'm like, and he elevated all of his friends to success, the Joe Rogan circle. What an asshole. I mean, imagine becoming successful, and one of the things you do is like you lift up everybody around you, all of your friends, and you help them be successful. What a badass. You know what I mean? What a good person. And all the people he's given opportunities to talk on his show, to share their ideas. And all everyone does now is like shit on Joe Rogan. It's cool to hate, It's like the kiss of death. When something becomes cool to hate, you become ignorant to all the things that have ever happened before, and you're just focused on hating. And that's the worst thing in the world to happen to somebody, to be cool to hate. I remember in junior high when Dane Cook became cool to hate. Nobody liked Dane Cook. But for a time, everyone loved him, and they loved the Burger King lounge bit. They loved it. Being cool to hate is, I think that's where, when most people get to the top, like Andrew Wilson, God bless him, you could see how he's reached a certain pinnacle where people really don't even give a shit what he says. It's just cool to hate Andrew Wilson in some groups, in some circles. He's reached that pinnacle in life. You know what I mean? Someone hates me, it's not even Like someone hates Provo. It's like not even cool to hate me, and that's a sign of how unsuccessful I am. Once you're cool to hate, you've made it in life. You've achieved some level of success that most people haven't even fathomed of, dreamed of, reached. And it's kind of like a badge of honor once you're cool to hate. And you gotta learn how to wear that. You gotta learn how to just accept that now you're at a position in life where, you know what? People are just gonna hate me because it's a cool thing to do. And it's easy to criticize, and there's a group of people waiting for you. Like everybody wants a tribe. Well, there's a tribe out there, the hate tribe, and they're just waiting for you to join them, to join in on the hate. Hate. And I don't ever want to be in that category of people where they just hate something because it's cool to do, right? And I'll be honest, a lot of Joe Rogan podcasts suck. I'll be honest. I don't think he's that funny in a comedy special. You know, his last podcast with the lady talking about microplastics, I stopped listening. Wasn't my cup of tea. But I'm not going to say his podcasts suck. I'm not going to say the dude's not funny. But that's just how I look at things. Being cool to hate. It's a kiss of death. It's the worst. And I think that's where Donald Trump is, personally. He's becoming cool to hate. At first, it was just the left, but even the right's at a point now where they got to distinguish themselves from the MAGA people. They got to hate them, or not like them. They got to, and maybe there's good reason to. But Donald Trump is approaching that kiss of death, and it wasn't cool to hate him when it was just the left, but now there's so many things you can point to: the Epstein files, the inflation, the gas prices, Middle East, where essentially both sides of the aisle are thinking to themselves, fuck, maybe I don't like this guy. Maybe it's cool to hate him. And that's the worst thing that can happen to anybody. I think if you're in a certain category, a certain era or level. Where am I at? 3 minutes left. What's up, Daninsky? We do have Easter coming up. God bless you. Thank you. Worth the chuckle, but Joe himself is funny. Yeah, you get it. Joe Rogan specials aren't funny. But most comedy specials, I think it's hard to find a funny comedy special. At least for me. I prefer live comedy all the time. I won't watch some. Even if I like the comedian, I'm not usually inclined to watch their special. It's hard for me to lock in. As much as I like comedy, it's too critical. Yeah, happy Easter to everybody. I don't find Joey Diaz funny, and that's okay. Yeah, I know he brings joy to many people, and I guarantee a lot of people I find funny, others don't. Doesn't mean they aren't funny like Joey. Yeah, you get it, bloody Clarence. Couldn't have said it better. And there's people I don't find funny, but I'm not going to say they're not funny. I'm just not laughing. And that's okay. You don't always have to laugh. I saw Joe, too. He was funny, but Joey Diaz was killing everyone. That's wild. I've seen Joey Diaz live as well. I took my parents to see him. I took my boomer parents to see Joey Diaz as a joke. Like, you guys are going to love him. I read something once, no leader makes everyone happy. That's true. That's true. Well, we reached the end of the show. It's been fun. I feel blessed that all of you stopped by, spent some time with me. Thank you so much. Charles Darwin, Verp, Daninsky, Bloody Clarence, Mella, Marilyn, Rich3333, Quantum, J Rip, Metal Stalfos, Charles, Quantum Epic, Benton. It's an absolute honor that you guys spent some time with me in the morning. I'll be back next week, dude. I'm doing about a show a week, and that seems good for me now. It takes me about a week just to write 4 things down. $50 Easter Super Chat. Thank you very much. Boom. Very kind, very generous. And London Man, shout out London Man. Needs to calm down. No neck Bex. Triggered over nothing, London. I'm not familiar with what that is. What you're talking about. We'll end the show with some music. We need somewhere to go next. I don't know. Oh. That hurt my ears. I don't know if anybody else is streaming, but thank you guys. Have a wonderful Easter, wonderful week ahead, and God bless.
I've made a name for myself that nobody else ever likes to use. I'll never be a hometown hero because I was homeschooled and nobody knew who I was. I'll never be a hometown hero because I was homeschooled and nobody knew who I was. I'll never be a hometown hero because I was homeschooled and nobody knew who I was. I'll never be a hometown hero because I was homeschooled and nobody